When Henry Kramer moved to Maine at age 12, finding new friends was difficult. What he found instead was solace in playing his father's piano. While his social life eventually improved, so did his playing. And now Kramer travels the world performing for thousands of people.
When he is not traveling, he is teaching the music that he loves. We sat down with Kramer at a friend's home to talk about his busy life and his most recent honor, the 2019 Avery Fisher Career Grant by Lincoln Center. It's one of the most coveted honors an American soloist can receive. Now we start with the surprising pop song that may have kicked off his career.
I listen to a lot of pop music, I will say. The first piece that inspired me to play the piano, abashedly, what I can admit, was the Titanic song, which is maybe one of my most hilarious fun facts. But
do you ever play it still? Do you ever just bust it out?
Only to make people laugh. I actually wrote a little transcription of it that I changed, set it to the same way a Chopin etude is, but with the harmonies of the Titanic song. And that's a good party trick.
You were older when you started playing the piano. You were 11 years old. Did you feel like you had to work harder at it to catch up?
Well, I actually credit our move to Maine as a big impact in me being able to achieve a lot in a short time. Because we moved to Cape Elizabeth from Boston. I had no friends. I was just this moody teenager. And I would just practice all day. And I did have this mindset that I needed to work harder. I carried it as a chip on my shoulder for, I don't know, it took a long time and a lot of therapy to get over. No. But yeah, I think that definitely that mindset pushed me a lot. And I was very driven very suddenly. Once the piano came into my life, I knew that I wanted to do it for the rest of my life. I don't know why, I don't know where that blind confidence or faith came from, except just the pure joy of playing music and learning about music.
Did you ever think there's no way I could make a career of this, or did you always know this is it, this is the path?
I never did have those doubts. And I was very lucky that my parents love music, and they were very thrilled to see me go forward with piano. So I credit them to kind of keeping me naively going forward.
Juilliard is the big school to go to, and you did. Mm-hmm. Was that always the goal for you when you were a kid? Once you realized this is what I want to do, was that like the only school on the list?
I started when I was 11, and then we moved here the following year. And I think the year after that, I asked my teacher, Elizabeth Manduka, at the time, my teenage year teacher, I said, do you think I could get into Juilliard? And thankfully, and to her credit, she said, I think so, and just said, keep working. I think a lot of times my life with piano has been like that. Little seeds of ideas get in my mind, and then years later, they come to fruition. I think that kind of long-term planning and just really working towards something is a key to success.
What is it about passing along what you've learned to others that you enjoy?
Well, anytime I've been in a situation where I'm just touring and going from one concert to the next, ultimately I feel like I'm not really sure where the meaning lies in that. Of course, I'm giving the music to the people at the concerts, which I love, but I'm not sure that I'm giving as much of my love for music as I want to. And I feel like with teaching, to have that one-on-one interaction with the student and see them be able to do something that they've wanted to achieve at the instrument or unlock something inside of them, that fills me with a lot of joy. And also, it's a constant learning process. I'm never not having to think about new pieces or composers. So I think there's this beautiful circle that happens between the teaching and then my own experience performing on stage. And if you look in the past at any of the great composers or pianists, they were all teachers. And I never want my career path to be defined by one thing or the other. I just feel like music so permeates my life and everything around me that whatever way that expresses itself is a joy for me.
He was a delight to talk with too. I mean, he loves traveling the world, and he has so many stories about playing, and yeah, just a really interesting guy. And you can actually see Henry Kramer in concert on Friday night at the Franco Center in Lewiston.
And we'll have a little preview of his performing coming up in just a moment here on 207.